Alright, what do we got here? This is going to be the inspection of a 1952 Philco Transitone that I picked up on my trip to the UP. I went to this really cool place, and they had tons and tons and tons of radios like this everywhere. They were just kind of scattered around, and I had never seen a antique store like that, so I went kind of nuts in there. And well, this is the one that I brought home. I thought it looked pretty cool. Good candidate for restoration. A lot of them had missing tubes or looked like they had been dropped, which I'm fine with that. I mean, I'm sure it's fixable. They were cheap too, so yeah, whatever. But basically, I think we're gonna get into this one right here. This is my first real Philco. I've worked on a Philco Ford, and I have a Philco tube tester, which I guess is a real Philco too. I haven't worked on the tube tester though, it's just a piece of test equipment. But hopefully this is not like the last Philco, which had a conductive and charred circuit board that I did not know when I tested it. Because at the time it was really small, and after I tested it, the charred and burned area was really big. But you'd put it up to about 90 volts on the variac, and it would go. And then you'd see a little smoke coming out of the back of it, so that's always fun. But this does not have a circuit board. This is from the early 50s, before that was really a thing. And so it's not really gonna do that. Our case up here is in good condition. You can still see the kind of wood grainy, swirly, mahogany bakelite going on. That's pretty cool. I like the look of this. It looks really 50s. The back panel, which is not with it right now, it's upstairs, says that this is actually a model 54-7767, which does look just like this, but this opening up to the chassis is a Model 52-541. That 123 doesn't really matter. But we got kind of a mess of tubes in here. We have two octals, a loctal, and two mini tubes. And for 1952, having two octals that's kind of late into the octal era. That was more so like the early 40s, late 40s, 30s, well, I guess the late 30s. Something I am a little concerned about here is the IF cans. They're these crappy automatic branded ones, although they're branded Philco. Still, I think there is a little concern there, but I do have a packet sitting right over here of replacement capacitors for that. And like I said, this is going to be an inspection. I'm not really going to fix anything in this video because I don't have a parts list ordered yet, which I will get. This is just like an opening up and maybe testing it and see what it does. If it blows up in my face, then oh well. One thing I think is weird on this is that both wires go to the same terminal on there, or at least I think they do. Yeah, they do. I don't know what's going on with that. I guess they know what they're doing, but then again, the back cardboard piece did say that this had a re-inspection for the UL re-inspection, so something must have been wrong when they designed it. It's got kind of an interesting looking speaker with that little nub on the back. Typically they have like a big block. But whatever floats your wagon, I guess, to quote the Shango. We got 3 original Philco tubes, 1 unmarked tube back there, and then a silver tone one right there. We have external antenna thing right here. We have one of those, and then our antenna is just a loop that goes around the case like that, so that'll be kind of neat to see. There's where it connects with those 2 rather floppy wires. But let's see the underside. Alright, here is our underside right here. We've got 2 replacements It looks like they're both filter capacitors. This one's 2-section, this one's 1. But 10 microfarad at 160 volts, and then probably a 20 and a 40, both at 150 volts. If this is a dry electrolytic, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know if it is a dry electrolytic. But if it is, then I'm sure that it's probably fine, even though it's probably 60 years old. As you can see, a lot of the original parts aside from those two. Don't know what that is. I think it's one of those little coils. It's under there. One that might be hard to replace is this one way back here. That one might be a little weird to change, although I think I can see how I can get it out. Oh wow, there is a cricket down here. That's cool. Or a cicada, maybe. Anyways. Yeah, there's that. Maybe we could throw the cicada in here and turn the radio on and it can have a nice toasty house. You know, I know they get dogged on a lot, but I kind of like Philcos. I like cheesy things like that. How everything in here is branded Philco, from the IF cans to the capacitors to the transformers. I've noticed that on my other Philco radio, and well, this one too. Yeah, I like I like little cheesy things like that. It's rather dusty. I don't think that's too concerning though. That's not very much dust. Alright, I checked the resistance on here by just putting the multimeter on the power cord and setting it to resistance measure, and then I turned on the radio like that, and it showed that there was resistance, and not just an open line or whatever, open lead or whatever it is. So that means that power will run completely through this, I believe, when we turn it on. Call me a nutcase, but whatever, it fits. That's all I care about. Alright, well, we got it hooked up. Set it at a moderate volume. And let's go. We are showing 0 watts, but we're not all the way up yet, so I guess let's keep going. And now, even all the way up, we are still showing 0 watts on this thing. And yes, I did check. It is indeed on right now. So I guess maybe that test with the power cord isn't quite all as it seems. Whatever. With the multimeter testing resistance. Alright, so I guess we have kind of concluded that this thing is dead for now. So I'm assuming an open capacitor, a transformer or something. Anyways, a repair video on this will come shortly. This was kind of just a little testing video to see what it does before I repair it. So, well, hopefully it's repairable. And with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see ya.